Hey guys, so I have another quick video for you today. This is going to be more of a spotlight on this specific plant right in front of me. I have two of them right here that are actually going to be planted right here. So these are two types of Brunnera plants. So this is going to be a really great plant for shade, and it's going to give you pretty much year-round interest. They have really nice big leaves, and I will say that this specific type of Brunnera has a medium to large size leaf, I would say. But Brunnera comes in all types of shapes and sizes and all that kind of stuff. So there's a pretty good variety, but definitely a must-have in a shade garden for sure. These plants are definitely smaller right now. They're gonna grow quite a bit, but they're just still young plants as of right now. So this specific variety is called Heartleaf Alkanet. I believe that's how it's called, Silver Heart. If I take a look at the tag on the back, the bloom time is going to be early to late spring. And I'll throw a picture on there so you can see what the blooms are going to look like on this specific type of Brunnera. Exposure is definitely going to be part sun to shade, so definitely not a full sun location. You definitely want to have it in a shady location, and this area gets almost no sun at all. It's almost shade all day. Water is, consistent soil moisture. You don't want to really let it dry out too much, and you don't have to worry about that as much in a shady location, but definitely just keep an eye on it. And then for the size that they get, they grow about 14 to 16 inches tall, so about a foot to a foot and a half or so. And then they seem to be spaced about 15 inches apart. These are a little bit closer because I want them to kind of grow into each other. But they'll get to be a good size. They'll fill out this area pretty well. But not a super big plant, but definitely big enough where they'll take up some space. So these are definitely a really, really nice plant for their silver leaf, and I'll bring it closer to the camera so you can get a good idea. So compared to my hand, you can see that they're a medium size. They're not super, super large leaves, but they're a pretty good size. They're kind of like a greenish color with lots of silver covering it. You can see the deep green veins, and then they have more of a medium to lime green margin on the outside, but beautiful, beautiful plants. And then obviously these aren't flowering right now just because it is the beginning of June. So these like to flower in early spring. So they're just gonna have these leaves for the rest of the season. But next year they'll come up and they'll bloom really well. But definitely a really great plant. So I'm just going to be planting these two pretty much right here. And then the other thing I'm going to be using is Biotone starter fertilizer. And I have a bag of it right here. So this is what I'm going to be using just to help them root in. This stuff is really great for getting stuff to root in when you're first putting plants into the ground. It'll help them establish a lot faster and easier, and eventually it'll ultimately make the next season even better. Alright, so I got those two planted in, and just for reference of where they are, there is a hydrangea here. I'm not exactly sure which type it is. I think it's one of the endless summer hydrangeas, and it probably isn't getting enough sun, but that wasn't my decision to put that there. I'll just say that. And then we have some other stuff over here. I actually just planted those in another video as well. Those are some lungworts. We got a couple ferns, a couple heucheras. That's not doing the best. But over time, we're just going to fill this bed up with a lot more shade perennials, and it's just going to fill up really nice. All we need is stuff that's a little bit taller to go with it too. But I think this will take up this corner really nicely. All right, well, besides that, that's all I have for this video. If you have any other questions or comments about the Brunnera, feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. And besides that, I will see you guys in the next video.